Today's episode is inspired from my Self-Care Society class titled Empowered and Inspired. And we are going to be looking all about empowerment and how to feel empowered. So Shonda Rhimes says, in the year of yes, how to dance it out, stand in the sun, and be your own person. She says, yes to everything scary. Yes to everything that takes me out of my comfort zone. Yes to everything that feels like it might be crazy. Yes to everything that feels out of character. Yes to everything that feels goofy. Yes to everything. Everything. Say yes. Yes. Speak. Speak now. Yes, I say yes. And I mean, like that's that's the energy, folks. That's what we're looking for, to feel empowered to just say yes to life. No, I'm not suggesting you say yes to things that don't light you up, but to feel an energy of empowerment where you can say yes to what the world presents and the opportunities that come along and the things that feel like real yeses to you. I mean, that's what life's about. So I want to look at this word empowerment because to me, I love this word. I think it makes me feel expansive, and we'll kind of do our pause and practice in a second here. But the dictionary defines the word empower as to give official authority or legal power to, and to enable sense and to promote the self-actualization or influence of. Okay. So thinking about this idea of giving ourselves the authority and power, right? Like, to feel like we can show up and be who we want to be and be who we are, to give ourselves the authority and the power to step into our powerful way of being, to our most powerful self, to be empowered. This is so important to me, to empower others, to, what do they say? Leaders create other leaders, right? And I really believe this. I think that we all have such important messages and such important purposes, and we're all here for a reason. And if I can do anything to help you realize that and to help you feel empowered in that and the unique journey you're on and the unique story you have to tell, then man, for me, I feel good. I feel empowered, and that's really important. So we're going to do our pause and practice. I want you to try it on. This word empowered. What does it feel like in your body when you think about feeling empowered, when you embody it? Maybe you can think of a character in a movie or an actor or actress that really played an empowered role. And can you be that for just a second? Can you bring that energy of empowerment into every cell and into your body, to zip on that costume? To me, it just feels really firm. Like I feel really grounded, like I can stand really tall. But when I'm feeling empowered, I feel very much like I can just stand, like I can be who I am. And I don't have to be afraid of that. And wow, like what an amazing way to feel. So really witness what it felt like for you to step into this empowering feeling. Take it with you during this session and throughout this day and into whatever moments of your life call for an empowered self, which I hope are many moments, and take it with you. Okay. So open your eyes if you haven't already. Bring this with you. I'm going to tell you a little story of my own empowerment, something that came up as I think about this word empowering. And you'll often hear me say that shining your light gives others permission to do the same. And this feels really extra true as we think about empowerment. And now, while I have a passion for helping people tap into their own source of unique answers, I also deeply value the ways in which our collective sharing of experiences can empower each other. I can't tell you how many times that the simple gift of witnessing someone else's life has empowered me to do the same. Can I travel through Europe with a 7-month-old? Well, they did it. Why can't I? Can I love my body at a size 14, 18, 22, or exactly in its imperfection? Sure. If they can, why can't I? Can I find true peace with food after a lifetime of tumultuous living? Yeah, it felt impossible until people proved to me that it wasn't. Can I donate my stuff and spend 8 months living in an RV? I don't see why not. All of these things, all of these stories for me are things that I was inspired, I was empowered to step into and call in and experience for myself as a result of seeing others do the same. So I want to remind you that we have so much to gift each other through the simple sharing of our experiences, but often we can't find the empowerment in our own journey to put ourselves out there. And that's a piece that's missing, right? Because by not telling your story and not putting yourselves out there, we're keeping our beautiful life of inspiration from others when they may need it the most. So for me, like I took my power back a lot when I think about my own financial experience, like taking back my power financially instead of this powerful, this like powerless stance of I can't figure it out. It's something energetic I'm not seeing. This was a conversation I had with my coach, and we were just talking about financials, and I was really trying to work on my money mindset. And I told her, I said, I think there's just something energetic that I'm just not dealing with or something. And what that did was it took me, it disempowered me to find solution. It was like, well, it's something out there that I don't know about that I can't figure out. And so A, I'm off the hook. But B, it didn't give me any options to move forward. And that doesn't have to be the answer. I was just letting it be. And I've had the same experience with my relationship with food, right? Like telling myself it was something much deeper and that I just wasn't grasping something fully, right? And it just left me powerless. And when I really created positive, lasting change, whether in my relationship with money or food or body or whatever it was when I stepped into my own power, when I was empowered to find my solution and to think outside the box, but to not give my power away in order to do that. So I want to encourage you to really pay attention to your journey and your struggles, these unique things that you've overcome or the hands that you've been dealt. And I want you to have the courage to share and watch how all boats rise with the tide. And if you want to feel empowered, empower others. Like this is an amazing way to do it. We need you. We need all that you have to show us. So I'm going to give you some tips on empowerment and finding a sense of empowerment in your life. One thing is to think about some of the things that you might struggle with and to find people or communities or examples of what you think it looks like to be healed, okay? Whatever that looks like to you. And so find these people who are living this sort of healed version. If you're working on your money mindset, find someone who seems to have a really beautiful relationship with money and is talking about it and is putting it out there. And I want you to absorb that. I want you to witness it. I want you to really soak that in. Okay. So that's a really powerful tip when it comes to looking for more empowerment is to search outside yourself. And then, of course, I'm going to always encourage you to also search within. Where in your life have you felt empowered? Where in your life have you gone out and done something bold and brave? And how can you tap into that sense of empowerment, that experience that you witnessed, and bring that into whatever's next for you? Okay, so let's practice feeling more empowered together with some exercises straight from Self-Care Society classes. As always, I'll pause to give you a moment to think, but feel free to stop the recording if you need more time to ponder or to write. You'll also hear inspiring examples from our live classes too. And you can join us for a full schedule of live and on-demand classes at selfcaresociety.co. So our first exercise is a reflection exercise. Your most empowered moment is what I'm calling this. So I want you to think about a moment in your life, as I suggested in our tips, a moment in your life when you felt really empowered. Maybe you felt really powerful or strong or confident. And I want you to just recall the details of that moment and describe how you felt, because this is going to allow you to really align with empowerment and what it looks like in your actual life and what it feels like for you. So my example, I said, I remember so clearly when I signed the paperwork that made my first home purchase official. I remember the moment when I transferred that big amount of money. I remember the notary coming to my hotel after a modeling job in Boston. There was this huge stack of papers. There were so many signatures. And I remember walking back to my hotel room with this thick FedEx envelope. And I remember the moment that we opened that orange door to our house into the spaciousness of our new home. I remember seeing my dog Kingsley run free in this space. I was just so proud. I felt so grateful. I had been doing everything I could to really manifest this reality. Okay, so I can really align with that moment in my life and how empowered I felt. So I want you to think about for a second here, just think about a moment in your life and think about some of the details. What do you remember? What can you bring yourself back to? What can you realign with to tap into the empowerment of that moment in this moment right now? Great. So we're going to hear from some of our community. Jess says, I felt really empowered when I left a toxic work environment to work for myself. For the first time, I was defying expectations, security, and my training to choose me and my future. Annie says, I think of the energy that I felt when getting off what felt like a really successful training session that I've led. To feel like the expert, to feel energy from other educators, excitement, passion, inspiration, meaningful connection. I feel empowered because I feel like the initial drop that starts the ripple. Wow. Thea says, the time I visited my brother in New York City by myself. I'm a pretty anxious person, but navigating the city by myself and meeting up with people was so empowering. Our next exercise is a gratitude exercise called Empowered Action Today. And I want you to think about your day today and anything that you were empowered to do. Okay, so even the smallest things count. We love small wins here. And I want you to say thank you for those moments. So the prompt I have for you is thank you for the empowerment to blank. So for example, thank you for the empowerment to organize my work projects in Asana. Thank you for the empowerment to do a yoga flow even when I wasn't feeling it. And thank you for the empowerment to sit on the patio and read. All right, now it's your turn. Beautiful. Kim says, thank you for the empowerment to reschedule an appointment on Friday that was making my schedule too tight. Stephanie says, thank you for the empowerment to commit to a day of rest and relaxation by taking an untimed nap in the afternoon. Megan says, thank you for the empowerment to stay committed to my time blocking at work. Lindry says, thank you for the empowerment to rewrite the stories I tell myself. Our next exercise is one of self-love, and it is called I Am Powerful Enough. And I want you to think of some of the things that you want to do or experience or figure out. And use the prompt below to remind yourself of how powerful you are. Okay, so the prompt is, I am powerful enough to blank. Okay, so my examples, I said, I am powerful enough to lift heavy weights and move my body with consistency. I am powerful enough to schedule rest into my calendar and really take it. I am powerful enough to do things my way, no matter what society says I should do. All right, now it's your turn. What are you powerful enough to do? I am powerful enough to fill in the blank. All right, Kim says, I am powerful enough to scale and operate a multi-million-dollar business. Annie says, I'm powerful enough to receive help and support. Thea says, I am powerful enough to apply to jobs and get offers. I am powerful enough to lean into a slow, sweet, beautiful life. Alexandria says, I am powerful enough to sign up for an 18-week ballet program that starts next month. Megan, I am powerful enough to work through all of these subconscious blocks holding me back from growth. Stephanie says, I am powerful enough to let my experience speak for itself. I don't need to rack up additional degrees or certifications for recognition. If I do it, I will do it for the opportunity for expansion. All right, our final exercise is one of manifestation, and it's called Your Empowered Impact on Others. And I want to encourage you to look 5 years in the future and put yourself in someone else's shoes who gets to experience you living life to your absolute fullest potential, okay? This person is writing a reflection after spending some time with you, all about how inspired they were by you. And what would they say? What would they say after spending time with this beautiful, empowered version of you? So my example of someone's perspective, I hope they would think, is I just left a retreat with Danika and I've never felt so inspired and empowered. The first thing I noticed was that she was authentically so happy and so truly grateful to get to know me and the others who made the trip. She saw a beauty and potential in me that I have never seen myself. And I'm leaving this trip feeling more confident and excited about my life than I've ever felt. I mean, if someone walked away from an experience with me and shared that, I would be so fulfilled. That is like the ultimate, right? So think about this. What would you hope that someone would say as they walked away from an experience of getting to know you and getting to see you shine? Beautiful work. All right, we are going to have a share from Jess and from Kim here. Enjoy. Get inspired.
I wrote this from the perspective of a client. I just had a coaching session with Jess. I am so grateful. She is incredibly kind and knows her shit. I left with powerful reframes, new information, and clear next steps. Working with her is such a powerful and useful investment. I'm going to tell every person I know. Jess is an incredibly skilled coach. She can see my hurdles much more quickly than I can. She can name them precisely yet kindly and show me a new direction.
I did not get quite as far, but I'm feeling it and I'm calling it in.
Amazing.
Our company retreat just ended, and I'm so grateful I get to work with Kim every day. Her passion for life and our business is so inspiring, and our culture feels like a hug. Kim is so thoughtful and generous with our team.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Kim. And thank you all for showing up, for watching this or listening to this. You know, we often think that to empower others, we have to do it in this big and bold way. But I hope that this session really reminded you that all the little ways that you have the courage to show up in your daily life matter and they make a difference. And we truly need the unique things that you bring to this world. And I hope that you can use some of our work today to really strengthen the muscle of your own empowerment so that we do not miss out on the magic that you bring. Thank you, as always, for joining me today on your morning mindset practice. I hope you're feeling more empowered, and I'd love to have you join us at selfcaresociety.co for a live or on-demand class so you can stay consistent with your self-care, connect with other like-minded people, and continue filling your cup so you can overflow onto the world. We need you. I'll see you next time.